Hey, Kim Folk, it's Pamela Grace without the space here. I thought that I would let you know some kind of vague updates because I'm not even sure what's going on right now. Trying some different things out with my nutrition. And I know that there's a lot of confusion and there's a lot of strong opinions, facts that are out there about the ketogenic lifestyle that create anxiety for me to even talk about right now. But I'm just going to talk about it because this is my life and I got to do what works for me. And I'm proud of myself, like I told you last week. 3 months keeping my carbs low, keeping my fats and protein moderate, and being active, lifting weights. More specifically, the last month and a half-ish. So, as I told you, I have not seen a lot of change in pictures. Not the changes that I've seen for others. And I get that everyone is different and that I need to be patient. And I will be patient with this process. But I think I want to be patient by trying different things. I've heard different people say, keto is trial and error. You got to figure out what works for you. And as I've been kind of reflecting, I may have insulin resistant issues. I mean, I've kind of just read vaguely that if you store fat in your stomach, then there's some kind of insulin resistance that's going on for you. And I kind of just assume that for myself because I've had this tummy for a while and I've kind of just assumed that that's my ailment, if you will. But as I kind of reflect on different doctor's appointments that I've gone to, within the last 3 years, the interesting thing is I've never been pre-diabetic. My blood pressure has always been in the normal range. I find it hard to justify a strict medical ketogenic diet, point blank. If I'm not struggling with those medical issues that I have heard that are out there, then why am I doing this to myself? So basically, I am upping my carbs right now. I can't tell you kind of what range I'm gonna be in because that's the part that's gonna be trial and error for me. I want to shout out Tess and Cody for giving me your input on kind of what I should be doing with my life. Cody, you kind of, encouraged me to keep pushing through and really keto on, right? Like keep the carbs low. And Tess, you suggested that maybe indulge in the carbs and see what happens. I am going to take on the cyclic keto diet / targeted keto diet, which some people feel is an oxymoron because carbs plus keto does not always equal ketosis. But I will say, after some high carb days over the last couple of weeks, my blood sugar is way below 90 and my ketones are 0.2, which is in that same range that I was pre-keto. I'm sorry, not pre-keto, but keto. During keto, that's what it was. So it hasn't changed. And I continue to lift and continue to do HIIT. And I'm just going to see what happens, I have heard the good things about TKD and CKD and that it's good to wait until you've been, keto for 8 to 12 weeks, which I have been. They also say to do it when you are kind of at 25%, which I'm not, body fat, which I'm not, but I'm willing to give it a go, especially when I've seen that my insulin sensitivity has been on point. So I don't know what to say. I can't say that I have all the answers. I can't say that, forget you guys who don't want to do carb. Like, no. I mean, either way, I still want to do low carbs, no matter what. I'm not trying to while out right now on carbs because I know that creates more of the issue, and I'm not silly enough to say that. But I am bold and risky enough to say that I'm going to incorporate more carbs and see what happens. I still consider myself keto, especially with my ketones where they've been this whole time. So if things change, that's going to be good for me to know. But if they don't change and I get the results that I've been looking for, that to me means more than playing the what if game. So consider me your guinea pig, you know, for something that you might not feel confident enough to try. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a go. Okay? So I got my DEXA scan recently, and I found out, this is very interesting, that when you get your body tested as a carb eater, you might have different results than if you test yourself as a low carb eater. And apparently if your body has glycogen, the results of the scan can vary. And so last time I got checked in June of 2015, I was about 140 pounds of lean body mass. And this time it was 138, and I got really mad because I was like, how did I lose muscle? And I remember for the first 2 months of keto, my protein was low. So it's very likely that that's it. But the other possibility is that my muscles themselves were storing more water and more hydration. So maybe the second time that I got tested, maybe that dehydration caused a smaller reading. I'm a very big stickler about results and making sure that what I report isn't skewed. So I'm going to be I'm a gadget girl. So I'm going to be looking into some gadgets that are going to help me track my body fat percentage, my hydration, different things like that, my muscle quality, so that I can feel confident in the results that I'm getting. As I told you, it's very frustrating with inches. I'm still going to track inches, because honestly, it's going to be clear at some point the bigger differences that I will hopefully see in my body composition. Over time, I look forward to those big inch, 2-inch, 3-inch differences. But in this minutia, right, of the journey, it's not helping me feel confident. And so I'm trying to find other things that can, as I track it, will help me feel like I'm on point. So I will be reviewing some stuff for you all to maybe give you some ideas on things to check out. Hopefully it works out for me. Hopefully I find something. So last week was spring break for me, and I spent half of that feeling like poo since I wasn't feeling well from whatever virus thing I had. And that, my friend, was no fun. I expect to gain some water weight back by increasing my carbs, but I'm not worried about it. It'll level itself out eventually. Oh my gosh. I have been watching Fit to Fat to Fit. If you have not heard of this show, my friends, I need you to go to YouTube and just put that title and look up the 4 or 5 episodes that show up. Holy smokes. So it shows these personal trainers who are seeking an opportunity to grow some empathy for their obese clients. And what they do is, for 4 months, these personal trainers gain weight, and then with the client, they lose that weight in 4 months. And they really push, for their clients to get to where they need to get. And I would assume that, of course, for people who, have lost 50, 60, 70 pounds in that small amount of time, I'm very aware that the restriction on their calories is huge, that they're running them ragged with cardio or whatever, regimen. But either way, it is such an inspirational show. I would highly recommend you check it out. It's really cool to see how the personal trainers become more empathic, and they become more, insightful in how they go about helping these clients out. It's so cool because at the beginning you kind of hear the personal trainer judging the mess out of fat people, and then at the end of it, you see them struggling, wow, I can't run this mile like I used to. I feel tired. They can eat whatever they want in that 4 months. And as they do that, they notice that there's something social about eating out. Like, you want to do that. You want to hang out with your friends and feel like you can eat and drink whatever you want. And it was just so interesting to see how becoming obese is a pleasurable experience. You know, you get to eat whatever you want. There's spontaneity in that. You get to hang out, you know, without really having to think about the consequences. But I will say it's a little exaggerated, because it's when you see how much they're eating, it's like, seriously, for people who have gotten that big, they don't eat that much in one sitting. Like, clearly they get that over a period of time. So it's a little far-fetched in that way. But there's elements of it that are really, really interesting. So check it out. Tell me what you think. My favorite episode is with Fallon and JD. You do have to get that one on AETV and put your cable subscription in for that one. But then I really also liked Tasha and Steve. That was the best one that I saw on there. Holy smokes. And another good one was Adonis, and I don't remember his client's name, but he does a cauliflower pizza with her, which is pretty cool to see. It doesn't go into detail of how he did it, but it's really cool. Please let me know if you check it out. So just remember, whatever you're doing, low carb, keto, whatever that is, targeted keto, cyclic keto, be kind to yourself, be confident in yourself, and be consistent. I'll see you next week.